also go over how we get into this position in a little bit. But right now, just a couple of notes about this position too. I feel like sometimes it's just like arm spaghetti here. So the way I think about it is like I'm grabbing his wrist. I think of it like, this is how I learned it, and it's kind of like a weird analogy, but it helps me remember like to not go the other way, which can be confusing to people. I kind of basically create like a loop with my partner's arm. So his elbows, one half of the loop, my elbows the other half, and it's like a circle. And I'm basically like inserting a rod through it, so I can make that circle. I can like turn the circle. Kind of. This is the way I think about it. You'll see that also that like I've turned my hand the opposite way. Partly is because I have a wrist injury, but like if I grab my own hand and like Dan comes up really hard, I feel like it almost like hurts my own wrist, and so like lately I've just been sort of turning my hand around, and it's been achieving the same effect. So you guys can like play around with the grip. I'm not going to tell you to do it one way or another. I find that both have worked for me, like me grabbing my own wrist and kind of like doing this like curling downward, I feel is pretty strong. If I turn it around, it actually feels pretty good too. If anything, it makes this like this straightening of my elbow in alignment with my shoulder, so when Dan comes up, like I find that it's really strong, and it also doesn't hurt my wrist all that much, so play around with that. The next thing we can go through is just a simple back take. So if Dan gets up, I'm almost going to like let him get up, make him think that he's sort of like starting to get out of the position. And I'm basically like sliding my knee underneath here, and then my top hook goes in. If I don't get my bottom knee here, and I only get this top hook, what can happen is Dan can basically get his back to the mat. So he can kind of like get scoot out this way. And a key element of taking the back is I want alignment, I want chest to his back and my hip to his hip. So what happens if I don't get this bottom knee, he's going to start misaligning. So basically like my chest is now kind of like in his shoulder, and you can see that I'm just kind of like side on. And the rule is like, I can't see his back, so it's going to be difficult to take the back. I'm going to have to do something like get him to turn to his left, which is a little hard now. And like, if I can't get his back off the mat, then I'm actually going to consider that position lost. And I'm going to have to do something else. So when he first comes up, I definitely want to get this bottom knee in, this top hook. Now I'm much more aligned. And then using this, I can use the pull of this hook and also this Kimura to bring him to the other side, get my other hook in, and then start attacking with my hands. If you guys want to like do things with body triangles, like Dan comes up, I get my knee in, I get my top hook in. If you guys are fast about it, I can also like pull him over, turn it into a body triangle. And then there's a bunch of other curves you can do, but I think if you're new to this, just focus on getting your two hooks in and keeping up body control. If you guys want to experiment with other attacks, I'll give you guys another one. So this is similar. It's basically the rear triangle. Dan's going to come up. I'm going to slip my knee in, and instead of throwing my top hook down here on the leg, I'll throw it over the shoulder. So I can use the Kimura to kind of like push him down a little bit. If you find that hard, you can also put your foot on his hip, push him down a little bit, then come up, throw your foot, basically throwing it over his shoulder. And then with this, with the arm that you have your, with the arm that's straight and going to the Kimura, I grab my own ankle right here. And then I can let go of everything. And what you have now is I have his arm and his head And then I take this arm that's free and I kind of like use it to get up. Like I kind of like try to slap the mat on the other side while still holding the shit. And now I can adjust and fall. You can finish here if you need a squeeze. I like to bring my partner's elbow above their head. And you can play around with this as well, but I find that right now the shoulder's still kind of in the submission. So as I bring it up, I feel it going away. I can sort of pinch it a little bit harder. If you're still not tapping, you can also bring the other arm up. It's going to be really bad for them. And if they're still not tapping, you can start. You basically can sit here and just like strip their grips. And if they're still not tapping the triangle, you can go for the arm bar. Right here. So again, one last time. If you guys want to try the triangle, same thing. He gets up, slide my knee in. Instead of going down here for the back, come all the way up to the shoulder. Grab my own shin so that there's a closed loop again. I have his head in his arm. I go to the other side so I can free my left leg here. There's a note here that like if I'm lazy and I just bring my foot over to lock the triangle here, there is a possibility that